Hi, and welcome to Tarot Time, take two. So we'll see. For those of you that are watching the video, or if you didn't catch it, we tried to do this at 11 a.m. and the internet didn't work. But StreamYard reported no problems. My internet's been working just fine all day. So fingers crossed this will happen. So anyway, welcome to Tarot Time. What we do is that we work with spirit through tarot and other divination tools in order to give us a forecast for the coming week, things that may affect us personally in our lives or in the great big wide world out there. We do a meditation card for the energies of the week. And like I said, I have other divination tools. So I'm going to give the live people just a minute to get their notifications. So I'll say a few quick hellos and your special thanks for everybody who's here at 11. It didn't happen at 11, and that you're back. And I appreciate you guys so much because I know time is valuable. Our time is our lives. I mean, time's an illusion, yes, but that's how we measure our life is through the passage of time. So you're choosing to spend it with me. My heart is gushy right now. So anyway, thanks everybody for being here. And fingers crossed that everything goes perfect. I said a little prayer. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, everybody. So hi, Jennifer, Colleen, Chris, Lisa, Millie, Pandora, Yvonne, Suzette, Lisa again, Millie. Okay, Chris, hi, Jody. Hi, Michael. Michael's number one again. Oh, thank you so much. Hi, Janae. Yeah, I got briefly a little frustrated when I shut it down for good, but it was just a little bit, and then I let it go. I was like, oh, what can I do? This the universe. They wanted me to do it now, so there's a reason. There may be somebody that needs to hear this that wouldn't have known about it if I didn't repost everything, because that's what I did. I reposted everything on Facebook, on YouTube, and so forth and so on. So anyway, big week coming up where we are in what I've been calling the collective quantum leap. We're in the September. We're moving into the collective mourning period, which is just basically we're all having an ascension on some level or another. The more tuned in you are to spirit, the more work you've been doing, the more profound it is. But as you go into higher energies and higher frequencies, what gave us comfort in the past no longer does. It's almost like we have to say goodbye to things that were once important to us because there's new priorities that are looming ahead. So anyhow, hi Heen, hi Suzette again, and that's basically where we're at. So we have a powerful new moon coming up. We have today Pluto is re-entering into Capricorn for about 2 months and a few days. To me, that's almost like a cleaning up of the act kind of an energy, because Pluto's that driving force of everything, the undercurrent, evolution. Although that's more associated with Uranus, but we have a little water. It's more like the cosmic soup, as it were. The primal soup. I can't think of my terms today, but it's that power of the underworld, basically. So Pluto is very powerful. That it's very highly energetic from within, and then it drives what's going on the outside. So basically, with Pluto in Aquarius, I mean, it's backing into Capricorn briefly, but it entered Aquarius not quite a year ago, but close to it. I don't remember the dates. And then all that energy of transmutation, as it were, is more into that Aquarian Uranus energy of freedom and reform and evolution, and sometimes revolution and surprises. But it's really the Aquarian age. It's really the new Earth energy that we're transitioning into. So Pluto backs up into Capricorn. Capricorn is a lot about the government, about money, about the structure of the society, the infrastructure, or the symbolic infrastructure anyway. I mean, it could be the physical infrastructure also, because it's the sure-footed mountain goat. And it's also Saturn, rules of Saturn is also about, things like learning, lessons, things of that nature. What makes things happen in the world, basically. So and grounding for Millie that said that she's grounding. And thank you. Yeah, likes are good. We like likes, and so does the YouTube algorithm. Oh, it's not that I posted anything that you needed to know. I just reposted this event because it was 11 a.m. and then it didn't work out because of the internet crashing. So I reposted just for this event. So no biggie there. Yeah, it is very grounding. 707, yes. So maybe it's time to dive into some tarots. What else is happening? New moon is Monday here in the States, Tuesday in Europe, Tuesday morning in Europe, Monday evening here in the States, later afternoon the farther west you go. And of course, we're going to do some work with the master teachers as well as with Heather. So Heather and I are going to do some frequency work. She does a lot of healing work. For those of you that don't know Heather, she's lovely and powerful both. So you'll get her healing transmission, and then whatever the master teachers do, our energetic transmission, resetting into the new energies of the new moon. As I'm talking, I feel like they're saying, well, we'll prepare you for this kind of, it's almost like we don't want to use the word grieving right now. We want to use the word like passage and letting things go, embracing all the gifts and all the challenges of the past, to kind of let things go, to transition into this new energy, because we quantum leaped in consciousness. And then it takes a little bit of time for our bodies, our mind, our energetic fields to catch up, and even longer for the world to catch up. So they want to help us to ground into these new energies and new frequencies now. So anyway, that's going to happen on Monday. And it's we did a whole live stream last night about the energies of the new moon. It's going to be at 11 degrees of Virgo. So 11 is a really powerful degree point, and it's leading into eclipse season, and it's an earth sign also. So it's a lot about grounding into new energies, new frequencies, and healing. Virgo is very healing. It's Mercury guided astrology. So it's very healing. We're preparing dinner. Yeah. Listen, you don't have to watch me. Your dinner sounds more interesting, anyways. Well, we'll make this interesting. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome. So this could be the next 2 weeks could be very big for things with the economy and everything. Oh, so you're 12 degrees with Virgo ascendant. So this is really activating your activating you, because it's right conjunct within the degree, and it's in your 12th house. Just skosh into your 12th house. All right. So mixing cards up, we will do our meditation card for the week. I have tea and I have water. I'm going for the tea because it's hot. Okay. So it's a 9-9 Virgo. See, 9-9 would put you to about 15, 16, or 17 degrees, depending on what year it is and what time of the day you're born. That's right, pretty much in the middle of Virgo. All right. So meditating with tarot, like any other meditation, we get present, we get open. When we get present of heart, present of mind, we become present of spirit. And once that happens, we start to shift into higher frequencies. So presence is key. And so, like any other meditation, but with tarot, what you do is in your mind, you literally step into the card and you gauge the energies as soon as you step in. What do you feel? How does your energy feel? How does your body feel? Emotions and all that. Then, other energy attunements might be what colors come to you. What are you hearing? Like clairaudiently, sound wise, when you step into this card. And I use the Morgan Greer deck. If you have your own deck of cards, pull the card that I'm going to pick from your deck, gaze into it for a moment, go into your meditation, step in, and you may meet beings, you may meet spirit guides, whatever. And remember, the picture on the card is just the doorway. There's a whole world, a whole new reality when you step through. It's a portal, basically. Each tarot card's a portal into different frequency, different energy, different reality, basically. I don't think I need my glasses right now. All right, so clearing my mind. Here we go. Nice. We got a movement card, and the Knight of Cups is very nice. So some of you are getting blessings on your move. A lot of people do move around the first of the month. So we're September 1st. So but anyway, so in many decks, this figure's on horseback. You can't see the horse, but knights are about moving. So it could be a message also. But again, you just meditate, step into the card. Yeah, this might be a spirit guide. You might get on the horse with this and check out the landscape. And as I'm talking, I feel like Spirit's saying this is a guide that can kind of bring you through the landscape of your life, but give you more insight into your emotional health and well-being, or if it's compromised in any way, give you insights on how to clear that and heal that. And also for some of us, there may be some new love or new job that you love coming into your life also. So it's good energy and enjoy. It's funny, I just got an image of not Smokey the Bear, the other one from the cartoon Yogi Bear, with the picnic baskets. Anybody in Yosemite or that area? But they're cute. I like Yogi Bear, even if he's a thief. Maybe you know what it is. You're all cooking dinner, and Yogi Bear was known to raid the picnic baskets in the park, in Jellystone National Park, or really Yellowstone. Anyways, let's do a 3-card spread. Let me see. Oh, good. I have my little pinwheel here that works a little bit differently than a clipboard and displaying these cards. Colleen, you're still here. Yes. I'm on 11 in Virgo rising. Yes. Here's well. Lots of cooks. What are we having for dinner? And I'll be over at 8. All right. So anyway, so again, I asked to give it some information about things in our lives. You may get a bit of a personal reading or message, or what's going on in the world around us and how that affects things. They keep bringing me back to talking a little bit more about money and things that'll come up in the economy in the next couple of weeks. I think the Feds are meeting to discuss lowering the prime rate, which may help, I guess. And also, I don't know if BRICS is meeting or Group of 7 or there could be meetings behind closed doors. But I think over the next couple of months, we see a lot of movement and some changes of the currents of currency, so to speak, or the nature of the economy. Some news may come out, some news or projected changes may come out. I think I'm getting a little bit mediumistic now because a woman just popped in named Beverly. So whoever Beverly is here, that's connected to the number 6, by the way. I'm not going to do mediumship, but the month of June or the 6th day of a month, she's saying hi to you. So anyway, let me clear my mind. Okay. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are into a little bit of early autumn weather, but in my mind, as I'm pulling cards, I'm seeing things like hay rides and stuff like that, autumn stuff. So, people are like, I'm even seeing on the internet, this hasn't happened. It's getting cold early and blah, blah, blah. It's like, how old are you? Yeah, remember the day where pretty much every fall, right around Labor Day, we get our first Canadian air mass, our first night in the 40s and all that. That usually right around this time of year in the old days. Interesting cards, and the cards are really showing things around money, leadership, control, and stuff like that. So I'm kind of jostling with this thing. All right. All right, so I'm not doing the best job here. And then this pinwheel keeps wanting to spin, even though I think I'm tightening it. Jeez, okay. I will hold it like this for now. So anyway, so yeah, that's right. So this would be the first, second, and third. So Pentacles is often about money. Tens can often represent things like governments, banking, stuff like that. We may see something about more closures or some little bit of difficult news. I think you're going to find the energy to me feel a little bit fastidious, a little bit stubborn. And I think you may find that as you go out into the world more that people are like that. Oh, it's going to spin on me. All right. See if it's gonna have to work. All right. Anyways, a little bit ragged, but oop, you lost the Hermit. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. So I think this thing is secure. So this was here. Sorry guys. Hang in there. I'm not having a lot of luck with this thing. Is my clipboard around? Oh no, I can't. All right, I'm going to do this. Hang in there. I will make this work for everybody's benefit. Okay, number 1 is in. Number 2 is in. Number 3 is being a little bit obstinate, but it'll be in a second. There we go. All right, if it doesn't pinwheel on us, we're good. So if you guys are seeing the screen the way that I am, this is number 1, 2, and 3. They're all reverse. I think sometimes when I'm getting a lot of reverse cards, I think it's Spirit's way of saying, slow down. Yes, Mercury did go direct, but it's moving very slowly. It's also Labor Day. Things move slow around this time. It usually takes a good week for things to start to catch up. So a lot of people, at least here in the northern part, you southern folks and some of the Midwestern folks also, your kids are already in school, but here they go to school this week. So there's a lot of resetting that's happening in society. All Septembers are like that. No big deal there. So, again, I think with things like money, if you have investments or whatever, I think it's a good week to really look at your portfolios and kind of get a feel of what's progressive moving forward versus what's passe as far as your investments or style goes, and make adjustments. If you're not that savvy, consult with somebody who's a financial advisor that really understands things like that. I think they're showing some changes in the housing market, which would make sense if there's changes in the prime rate also. And I think there's also a lot going on with, it may be behind the scenes, behind closed doors, they're saying, when it comes to your meetings around like world currency and trying to create more of a global market or a global currency. So that can happen in 2 ways. There could be a centralization of power through currency, which would be what I wouldn't want, and I don't think you guys would want, because that would be those that control everything. Those minute few have more power. Or it's more of a centralization, not even a centralization, a restructuring would be a better word. The second way, where different currencies have more of a fixed value. It goes more on a precious metal standard, like the gold standard. I don't know why I'm thinking of the petrodollar in my mind. Oil prices are going down. I don't even know if the petrodollar was a real thing. I think somebody made it up. It's like, all right, we'll base it on oil. Why not? Anyway, I'm going back a little ways. But the point being is that we're coming into a new economy, so stay on top of that. And when there's new things, sometimes the old systems have to fall. We've been seeing a lot of businesses closing, a lot of banks getting hit, a lot of that. So the next week or two, there may be some news around that. So, kind of keep a heads up on that. Like I was saying before, I think people may be, a little bit, like I said, a little bit rough to deal with. I'm going to check your comments. Slow down. You're hearing Saint Germain. Yeah, I think Saint Germain is saying that also. So very good. Hello, Suzette. And hello, Inspire. Oh my God, what time is it? 1 a.m. Yeah, I know you're in Germany. It's 1 a.m. Now that's dedication. Thank you. 34 in chat. You see, now Uranus is retrograde, so it's 125. So yeah, Uranus is in retrograde, and I think for just a few days, all four from Saturn through is going to be in retrograde until who goes direct after that, and certainly not Pluto. Obviously not Uranus. Does Saturn go direct, or is it Neptune? Anyways, outer planets, depending on which ones stay retrograde for somewhere between 4.5 and 5 months out of the year, because the outer planets are more based on the Earth's rotation, whether they appear to us retrograde or direct, where the inner planets are more dependent on their own rotation because they're faster than we are. Speed matters. Oh my God, much love to you. Thank you. Orange today. So thank you. Much love to all. Thank you. Thanks for helping to support us. And yeah, you're all supporting us just by being here, by the way, but thanks for the monetary support as well. Yeah, so also, the Hermit card reverse, listen to your inner guidance. I get a strong message about not, you're trying to, like, in some way, not, what are the right words? There's a reason I do this at 11 a.m. on a Sunday. No, I'm just teasing. I'm going to make sure I get this thought right. Listen to your own inner guidance. So the Hermit card reverse can indicate lack of wisdom. The Hermit represents wisdom, prudence, forethought. But there's a lot of power. I shouldn't say a lot of powers. There's one power that's trying to control and program the masses in a lot of different ways. And the idea is try to step away from that. Obviously the political propaganda machine is alive and well. There's programming is very insidious because they want to distract us basically so they can continue doing what they're doing, which is basically controlling everything and everyone to their benefit, but to the detriment of the rest of the world basically. So that's a big part of it. So there's different programs for the right wing, different ones for the left wings, and people will pretty much come to blows thinking that they're right and the other side is programmed. Well, unless you're connected with source and you're really in your heart, you're both programmed basically. So that's the nature of programming. It hijacks the emotions and kind of forces you into limiting and what's the right word? Diminishing responses to others and to what's going on in the world or whatever. So we resist programming when we go into the heart. So I think this is enough. And Virgo is very heart-centered. Even though it's Mercury, it's Earth. Well, the Earth and the heart, they have the same letters, right? So that would make sense. More in the heart we are, in heart coherence, and we become in brain coherence. and then we become coherent with spirit. And just briefly how to do that for anybody that's new. I mean, there's many ways, but you just feel grateful. That's really the bottom line. You consciously feel grateful, but the exercise is you get into gratitude. Like, firstly, you get very, very present. And like any other meditation, if you're meditating with tarot cards or whatever it is, it starts by getting so present that you're not a name and body. You're actually you're separate from the physical reality altogether. So when I get present, I'm not focused on myself, but rather I'm aware of, and I become one with everything in the present moment. So I'm aware of everything that's going on in the present, seen and unseen, known and unknown. But not only that, I become part of that in my mind. And through the eyes of spirit, or the eyes of my higher self, or all of the present moment, I see my physical life that way. So I have no name or body. I'm aware of everything. And when you do that, that's when you blend with the quantum fields, or more with the quantum field, because or spirit, if you like the more that terminology, or the kingdom of God, or source. Scientifically, it's called the quantum field, that which creates everything, where all time and all space exists. So we're always in that field, no matter what, but we're hyper focused on the physical. So if you start to become hyper focused on the present moment, that's the vehicle to transcend the physical and to blend more with the quantum. Once that happens, feel really grateful and visualize what it is you desire in your life. What's your dream, and feel grateful that it's already happened. And so you're setting the intention with your mind, and you're creating the emotion of gratitude and appreciation and compassion with your heart. And you're creating that from the field that created everything. Sounding like Joe Dispenza now, which is a good thing because I love his teachings. And that's basically it. So when we're really in coherence of heart, the brain becomes coherent vibrationally also, and hearts want to love. So do your, sit in gratitude, compassion, after getting so present, being grateful, because everything's perfect in the present moment. So once I blend with the present moment, and I am that present moment, I'm not Adam, I'm everything, I feel super grateful for it because it's perfect in this moment. And that's when you shift. And that's when you go into coherence, in your mind and spirit and your heart all blend. And once you're there, the heart's the center. Hearts can't be programmed. There's no right wing or left wing. There's just the bird, right? There's the heart. So anyway, I hope that makes sense. But I felt like I should explain that one more time. Very good. Very good, everybody. So what else is this trying to say? Trust your higher wisdom. It may not be a super energy week. It feels like things are a little bit slower in the energetics. We need to catch up. Our bodies and our auric fields need to catch up, because August was a huge energetic month. Probably, I believe, the most energetic month we've experienced so far. And I think we're getting a reset now. I think September has a real reset quality. And they're saying, as I'm talking, at least the first couple of weeks, it's going to ramp up as we get closer to the full moon. So take advantage of it. Maybe you can even catch up on rest. They're showing me books. So this is a good time for writing, or maybe journaling. Good time for writing. Good time for you're getting your ideas on paper, or on audio. If you like to tape your voice. And speaking of which, this is a good time to work with your channeling. So even if you don't think you're a channeler, you are. It's just that you haven't experienced it yet. So when you become coherent of heart and mind and very present, then you're able to access the higher beings. So first step for anybody that wants to practice channeling, you connect with your higher self first. That's the strongest and best source of information for you. It's your own spirit, or your own higher self. But your higher self is part of a network, as it were, a web of life with other spiritual beings that are here to assist you in your evolution and your growth, and through you to assist others as well. So when we channel, we just allow that voice of spirit to come through. And they're saying, you start with, what I do. I do a lot of toning when the master teachers work through me. Start with singing, or just getting used to allowing the higher part of yourself to utilize your voice in some way, or just start talking. You get present, you set your intention to call on the higher beings, feel them maybe around you. Sometimes you feel them through the crown of your head or through the back of your neck, and just start talking, or you can feel them going into your heart and activating your hand. Do spirit art or automatic writing. So I think they're saying this is a good time to really quiet down a little bit, go deeper within yourself, allow the healing energy to really activate the core, so you can maybe clear things that have been stuck in your core for your lifetime, or many lifetimes. So it's a really good time for that kind of shadow work, that kind of working with the core energy to release things, it's often suppressed pains and traumas, to release things that are held deep inside like that. And once you become present and you call on spirit, that they provide the frequency to dislodge that. And there's a lot of things that you can do there. There's different types of body works that really help to move trauma. They get caught up in the physical body, with health stuff. Many beautiful modalities for that, but it always starts with the mind, because the mind creates the body and spirit creates the mind. Always cultivate the mind. So anyway, so that's what I'm getting from these cards. And I wanted to flash back, and I know Michael was sharing something with us about BRICS and what's going on. So the BRICS nation will have the unit, which will be backed up by 40% gold. Petrodollar doesn't exactly exist, so that's what I thought. I don't know if it ever existed, even though from what I studied, which is very limited, that we were once on something called the petrodollar. But I don't think it existed either. So basically, money has had no value for quite a while. I do believe it's the Nixon administration. I think it was 72 or 73 where gold officially went off. I mean, the U.S. dollar officially went off the gold standard, which means they could print money. Doesn't matter how much gold there is in Fort Knox. They could print as much money as they freaking wanted to, basically. So it had no value. I mean, it does, because we place value on it in our society, but technically it doesn't. Anyway, I think that makes sense. So I've got other things to work with here. So we were when Saudi Arabia only accepted the U.S. flat dollar. Thanks for sharing that. I'll share that with the group also. A fiat dollar, I think you're saying, not flat dollar, the fiat dollar. Yes, we do have an amazing spiritual family here, and we span across several channels. So we have Mr. Floyd's channeling channel, who does the Saint Germain and Archangel Raphael and Sekhmet channeling work. We have Millie that does a really beautiful spiritual, artistic nature stuff on her channel. Who else is on that has a YouTube channel that I can shout out to? All right, and anyway, so that's good. There's a lot of channels that I like. I'm just so busy. I'm rarely on YouTube, so you guys that have other channels don't see me a lot, but I'm usually busy. Anyhow. There goes this. So they want me to talk about this card more? Okay, we can do that. This is kind of the card that we end up with. Kind of reverse, kind of taking those ropes off. Work on anything that's going to make you more free this week, whatever it is. I think curtailing social media is a good place to start, and speaking up when you need to. Don't say yes to somebody when you'd rather say no, because then you compromise your own freedom. And if you don't feel free in your job, in your relationship, in your life, or whatever, think about ways you can start to move through that. Sometimes freedom needs to be earned, because as a collective, we've been probably 4,000, maybe closer to 6,000 years, we've not been free. It's a relatively new in the human collective now. I mean, yes, there's been indigenous people that have been free, although sooner or later they get captured and then they lose their freedom. Look what happened in Africa, and with the slave trade, and then here in the United States with the native people. The rich people were slaves to their riches or places in society. The poor people were slaves. So basically, we haven't had free will. We had a certain place in society in other lifetimes, so we had to compromise our freedom. I, for example, had loads of musical talent. In fact, from first grade on, I had perfect pitch, which puts me in the 99th percentile of musical talent. I never pursued it. And then later, I think it's in my 30s or even my 40s, I got a past life memory of just being so beholden to music. Back in the days of Vienna and the Renaissance, where classical music was the rage, and if you had talent, basically you ate, you drank, you slept, and shat music. Basically, is what happened. I didn't want to be beholden in this lifetime. Of course, it's different. I wouldn't be bound. But anyway, that was like a karmic memory that turned me off from developing that talent. Although I do pretty good at drum circles. Anyhow, so I figured I'd share that because this card fell over. I think Spirit wanted me to speak on that a little bit more. So work on whatever binds you in your life. Sometimes it's not practical in your human life to just end something abruptly, but you can work towards ending it in a way that's going to be comfortable for you. But always keep your eye on the ball, and part of that should be total freedom, no limitations in this lifetime. Really, the only limitation are what we hold in our mind and our thoughts. So that's the place to start, is working on clearing that programming. So anyway, so I'm just looking at your comments for a second. All right. I'll have to check out that person, John, right? Anna and John were telling about him with the Floyd, whether we all went over there on Thursday to his channel, John Binney. Right. If you all recommend that channel, I'll definitely have to check it out. Huda, thank you. Huda is he's not here right now, but he has a channel, Jared, and he does beautiful Vedic chants. He's like a quintessential yogi, basically, and just a really big heart and a beautiful soul. So he shares a lot on his channel with us. And then Doreen, who's not in right now, I don't think, from Children's School of Yoga, shares her Where Yoga Meets Astrology on her YouTube channel. So anyhow, clearing my mind. No, I need to clear my mind again. I think I'm a little bit mediumistic, because all of a sudden the standard poodle is like right here, lighter colored. If anybody has a standard poodle in spirit, woof woof from your dog. That's the way of saying I love you. Well, what do we pull here? The Maiden of Vessels. So it's like the Page of Cups in a way. I like the cups on her head. I need to look at this for a second. It looks like there's a flock of birds following her. Cups can be love, but it's kind of like what I'm seeing. It is spirit feeding the crown chakra through this beautiful native woman here with the birds, and the birds represent spirit or messages from spirit following her. So I think in a way, this is about opening your crown. When you open your heart, it helps open your crown. I mean, the throat and third eye will open also. And So, but in any regards, that's what I get. So, and also cups is love. So try to, it's, these cards look a little bit stressful, a little bit anxious, a little bit stuck. I think, part of the message is, just go with it, enjoy the stuckness. It's not going to last forever. Everything has ebbs and flows, and it's kind of the time to just sort of step back, go within, process things. Like I was saying earlier, August was a huge energetic month. We had the Lions Gate, very powerful. We had the collective quantum leap. We had the Crusade. We had a lot of energetic stuff. Huge spikes in the solar, huge spikes in the Schumann frequencies. Well, last weekend, if you were feeling really off last weekend and early last week, the Schumann resonance was all over the place. So anyway, allow the love to your mind in a way that is heart-brain coherence, because cups is of love, is of the heart, and it's right on her head. They're just allowing that inflow of beautiful, positive energy from source or spirit to activate you and to influence your thinking and your decisions moving forward. So that's what I get from that card. So I've got a bunch of others. Since Kyle Gray's deck, Divine Masters is close by. The counterclockwise. Thank you, Anna. Michael Sandler, thank you for these. Joe Binny, so thanks for all that. Shoe Man, yes, shoes on. Interesting, counterclockwise. I'm not sure what counterclockwise is in reference to, unless there was something going on in the card. I learned a little bit about the Schumann resonance in in the 70s, because I was a meteorology major, and at the time they thought, one of the theories anyway, was that it was some offshoot of the electrical storms, and there's just a pulse that goes through the earth that what is the hertz, 8 point something, although now it's just all over the place. But we're really recognizing more and more that it's some kind of a spiritual resonance that's expressed through the earth and the atmosphere. As I'm told, they're saying it's actually communication. I think the master teacher here, they're saying it's actually a form of communication from higher realms to humans, helping us with our shift into higher frequencies and higher consciousness. So with that knowledge, assuming I'm channeling accurately right now, with that knowledge, look for the patterns. The patterns may be messages, lows and highs. It might not be a bad idea. If anybody wants to look back and give us a graph of that, we may be able to see, like, it may make almost shapes like hieroglyphics, or like sometimes we see shapes in the cloud when spirit's giving us messages and stuff like that. So anyway, that's what came about the Schumann resonance. Let me clear my mind and clear my throat too. Okay, did both of that. And I easily found my card. I love when my hand just seems to just go right to it. It's a good one. It almost looks a little, reminds me a little bit like not Yogi Bhajan, Yogananda, but this is Mahavatar Babaji, spiritual awakening. In this, can this card also represent spiritual awakening? Don't they kind of look similar in a way? They do to me. And anyway, spiritual awakening, and the message here, interconnectedness, understanding the inner working. So that's right in theme of this week. Mercury slow, the sun's in Mercury ruled Virgo, 4 outer planets in retrograde. Yeah, when we go within, we're going to process a lot of information. So we have to not step back, but step inward so that we can step forward again. Once we're able to integrate all that happened energetically, we'll get new downloads, and we may even become more aware of our new missions on New Earth, or something new in our lives that we're supposed to pursue, or something like that. Just be open. And the Mahavatar Babaji is all about spiritual awakening. So this is leading to our next awakening. There's several spiritual awakenings along the path on different levels. Oh. And Yogana. Is this Navajo you're saying? Although the name would sound more like Mahabharata, would sound more Vedic. Or unless you're talking about this one, that this is a Navajo. That's possible, yeah. That card, seriously seeing no pupils. Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you just see light beaming from his eyes. You don't see pupils. Finally looked up Yogananda. Yeah, Autobiography of a Yogi is such an amazing book. I mean, he has other ones, but really spells out his spiritual awakening, his path. Really good stuff. Anyhow, so the Isis Oracle deck on deck. Like that rhymed. Oracle deck on deck. Well, they didn't rhyme. They were the same word. Yeah, we absolutely do love and support each other. Absolutely. Babaji, yes. No eye contact, no student. Interesting. I don't know which one you're saying because as I look into this, it's almost like he's like he's really beaming his eye, his eye. Anyways, you may be talking about something completely different. So anyway, that's him. Yeah, it's like just light coming out of his eyes, basically. So anyhow, so this is the Isis Oracle deck. Here I found. No, that's not it. I have to clear my mind. There we go. This is it. And this is initiation, spiritual testing of Ra and the Lady Isis. So a few of you were at the retreat and you went through an initiation during that weekend of a line initiation. Those of you connected with the community that weren't there physically, we all brought all you guys in, so you were part of that. Initiation is a death and a rebirth. So when we go through initiation, we have to leave things behind because we're going to new uncharted territory. So lose the fear of dying, we lose the fear of living, we lose the fear of initiation. And these are important things. So I think Spirit is saying, process the changes that happen because we're all in our own ways going to undergo a further initiation, or it's in the process of happening at this time, and to be present in the process and aware in the process. Spiritual testing of Ra and Lady Isis. Yeah. Initiations are a test, and we do get tested often. And we do get challenged often, but when we solve the challenges, then we raise our vibration and frequency. That's how we grow. That's part of the human experience. As spirits in human bodies, in spirits in human experiences, we from a higher level create our challenges so that we can grow, and so that we can one day reblend with source and be fully in the kingdom of God, so to speak. So it's a process. Our life is an initiation. Our human life is an initiation. Right, I have Moonology. Yes, I do. This is a gift from Millie Prada. She has a channel also. All right, I think I mispronounced your name. Isis Oracle is a gift from Josh from can't remember the name of your channel. I'm having a lot of senior moments this evening. Mr. Floyd's channeling channel. Okay. So let's get our message from the moon, because we're in the dark of the moon now. We're coming into the new moon tomorrow. New moon in Sagittarius. We've got new moon in Capricorn. I mean in Virgo, but new moon in Sagittarius. Luck is on your side, so that's a good message. So we're gonna have some good luck this week. So maybe I'll play a scratch off ticket or two. Hi Tootsie, Tootsie the cat. Leaning Tower of Pisa. Is that me or is that this? New beginnings. Yes, new moon, new beginnings. But they're saying there's a Sagittarian energy, Jupiterian energy, new beginnings, of further growth and expansion. So that maybe that's part of the initiation, right? Since these cards always have a certain flow to them. Their message is frequency of the week. Always do the frequency. This is the sacred geometry deck. Passing time, plays games. Thank you, CC. This is attraction. Okay. And it has 2 cats. Yeah, my cats are invisible. I have spirit cats. But I love them just the same. All right, so clearing my mind. And we got belief. So we haven't had belief for a while, but we used to get this one all the time also. Key 11. 11 is kind of, well, 20 is more the initiation number, but 11 and 20 both reduced to 2. Though technically 11's a master number. You don't reduce it, but lunar ruled anyway. 11's often associated with overcoming the lower nature, as it were, as depicted through the strength card and through Chaldean numerology. Strength card was once key 11, so they changed it to key 8. In case those of you that know tarot are saying, but the strength card's 8, it's not 11. Well, it used to be 11. They changed it. And then the justice used to be 8, which makes more sense to me because that's Saturn. 8 Saturn energy. 11 is in Chaldean numerology is the lion muzzle and clenched fist. So it's the lion, it's Leo. Anyway, back to belief. The frequency of belief supports our sense of self-worth based on our gifts and talents and a strong connection to source. Your belief, what we believe, we create to some degree. And what we create shapes our beliefs. So it's like a circle, right? So what we create or what we experience shapes our beliefs, but what we believe shapes our experiences and what we create. So understanding that circle of belief and the dynamic thereof, that's another way you can start to really master your life in the physical. So you may get your own message just by gazing at the sacred geometry, gazing in the middle. Spokes like your flower. Yeah. I think there's 8 of them, right? Or there 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. So 8. 8 and 11. 11 and 8. Octagons. Yeah, this flower had, I'm not going to even count it. It had more than 8 spokes. More than 8. And it's the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Pisa, excuse me. All right, so there's that. Yeah, Spirit saying, yeah, have fun. Mirth is always a good thing. So I do have the medicine cards to give us an animal totem based on North American animals. This is Native American. All right. Believe you have received, right? So saying you can't reduce your path, and that is kind of funny. And the horseshoe came out of what you see is your message. That's the beauty of spirit. That spirit's always trying to point. I shouldn't even say trying. Spirit is always pointing us in the direction of truth. It's up to us to be open and to be able to read the signs, right? So it's saying, believing you should receive. Horseshoe came from the light. And if we couldn't laugh, we'd all go insane. Is that Jimmy Buffett lyrics? All right. On that note, I'm seeing horses, but we'll see what animal I pick. Not that far off. An antelope kind of has a horse face, right? And it's key 37. Antelopes. I always think of where the antelopes play. Antelopes are very strong, but they're playful animals. So this one I need to look up. And grumpy faces. Well, not my face isn't grumpy. Like those fists. I see what you're saying. And grumpy faces. Where's my book? Here it is. I don't remember what antelope means, and I'm not around antelopes enough to really understand their energy. Being in New York, we don't have a ton of antelopes in these here parts. Antelope action, all right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So it's about action. So there's a little poem here. Run, antelope, teach me of action and its pace quickly, quickly, so I may run with grace. So action isn't like herky jerky, right? Antelopes are graceful, so action, it's decisive, it's not overdone, and it's usually in a pretty straight line. So they're saying, so it's interesting because this is a message. It's a little bit not contrary, but different than the whole idea of going within, and it's more of a slower week. So I think spirits reminding us, if there's things that you need to take action on, do it, and you'll know that or know the difference. But sometimes the action is really on doing your work, based on the theme of the other cards, doing the inner work to precipitate your initiation or your ascension, your awakening, basically. And as I'm talking about that, I'm seeing a drive, like somebody driving. So I think they're reminding, taking action to reach that goal, those spiritual goals, and maybe also whatever your goals are. Now, it's also a new moon, so we're in a new beginning cycle anyway. So take action when it's called for. And I'm going to finish up with angel message. Yeah. Being that I was getting just a little bit of traces of mediumship in today, that could very well be Valerie's just way of saying hi, because that image was really clear and wouldn't have made a lot of sense otherwise. So yeah. And there's two other little quick messages that somebody may have gotten. Yeah. All right. So anyhow, here we go. So we got Caressa, and here you're at the end of a cycle in your life. Call upon the angels to comfort you and to guide you to your next step. Happiness awaits you. So this, again, very thematic. We've had the shift, the great quantum leap, the collective quantum leap. We're in that initiation phase, and we need to process things. So there's things that we're going to be leaving behind. We know we can't go back. Once we go into higher energy and have different levels of awakening, there's no going back, but we don't always know where we're going. So I think this card came up to remind us, don't even worry about that. Rather, open your heart and keep connecting with spirit or source, because you're going to get guided to your next steps. You don't have to try. You just have to set the intention to be open, and you'll be guided to your next step in your awakening process. It could be new friends. It could be a new job, a new business, new spiritual practices, learning to channel or mediumship or whatever. And that's basically that. So, that's what I have for you. I have to post this because that's one of my favorite songs by a band known as REM that I'm sure you've all heard of, which is actually about an incident with the news anchorman Dan Rather, where he's doing a live shoot. I may be botching the story a little bit, but because I've been, because this is like years, like decades ago that I heard this, but that that somebody like either hit him or wrestled him down, and some crazy person going, "What's the frequency, Kenneth? What's the frequency, Kenneth?" So REM did the song called "What's the Frequency, Kenneth," and they were known in their live shows to bring Dan Rather out and on stage when they were doing that song, which is kind of funny. So anyway, that's what I have for you. Appreciate you also, Kimberly, and all of you. Like I said, thank you for being here. Thank you for your time. So just quickly, because I'm always a little bit slowed for my own, promoting my own events or whatever. But we do have a new channeled frequency activation with the master teachers for third eye enhancement and activation available. These are downloads that are available for purchase, and if you get it this weekend, we have our 2-for-1 sale, so we have 4 others. If you buy that one, you get another one for free. So that's number one. We have speaking of channeling, we have a channeling and mediumship retreat coming up in the Catskills, October the 18th to 20th. And we also have a Patreon group called Spirit Mind Family, where we dive deeper into everything we do on the Medium channel, and we do more intense and higher level channeling work there because it's a private group. It's $5 a month, so people pay to be able to do that, and people that pay are more, even if it's just $5, they're more serious, so they acknowledge that they do more serious work with us. That said, the work we do on YouTube is very powerful also, so don't think that you're missing out. We do powerful work here. We just kick it up a little bit of a notch over there and provide you with material, with videos and meditations that I don't share anywhere else. So it's all exclusive, called Spirit Mind Family on Patreon. There'll be information on all this and more on the pinned comment. So we are ending now. We're an hour and 1 minute. Love you guys. Thanks for coming back. Everything worked great today. And love you guys. Thanks for being here. So Monday, that's tomorrow, 7 o'clock, we have some channeling for the new moon with Heather doing the healing transmission, and I'll do some kind of a resetting into these new energies with the master teacher. So the thing that we talked about that I said that we should be doing as far as like resetting our energies from the incredible spikes that we've been through, the master teachers are going to work with us through frequency channeling to augment that and to help us to do just that. So that's all going to be tomorrow, and then healing for the very healing Virgo full new moon. All right, ending now. Love you. Thank you.